It's time for another adventure.
Let's go find some roads, shall we?
I think the reward at the end is going to make whatever it is worth it.
He called down camera.
This story starts 11 years ago. It started at work, just a quick conversation between coworkers, but soon enough we realized we were both sneaking off into the mountains on the weekend, seeking the beauty and solitude of California's high Sierras in the winter. Reuben had just moved from the UK and was still in the process of building up his gear supplies. He mentioned his feet were freezing at night, so I loaned him my down booties. That was the start of it. One trip led to another. What began with snowshoes and frozen tents turned into campfires, road dust, and the first sparks of overlanding. We turned wrenches together and learned the ropes. We kept pushing a little farther, finding new roads, chasing the feeling of being out there. Eventually, Amanda and I left California, and I wasn't sure if I'd ever get to share the trail with Reuben ever again. But distance didn't end the friendship. We kept meeting up in California, in KC, or sometimes halfway in between. Our rigs kept rolling, and our daughters became friends along the way. It's been years now, from frozen feet to desert tracks, from coworkers to family friends, and here we are again, gearing up for another adventure. Every trip starts the same way. Getting the truck ready for whatever the road decides to throw at us. This time, that road leads to Colorado, where I'm meeting up with Reuben, his brother Dom, and nephew Zavi. The plan is to spend a week overlanding through the mountains, taking on the toughest trails we can find, and earning the views along the way. The timing isn't random. Reuben and I are both expecting babies in the coming months, and before life shifts into a very different gear, we wanted one last adventure together. So, we picked the pinnacle of the trip, the point where the trail tops out and the terrain is at its most rugged. That's where we'll do our gender reveal. One shared moment at the peak of the journey. Well, I was just here in the garage loading the final things into the 4Runner, and I got a text from Reuben. They left a couple days ago, and he's already broken his windshield and his raised air intake. So, trip is off to a great start. I might have to stop at the hardware store on my way out to Colorado, see if we can get some repairs going when I get out there.
Where'd that smile go? You got an itchy nose?
Should we put you down over here so we can put some tennis shoes on?
Leaving is always harder than it looks, not because of where I'm going, but because of what I'm stepping away from. These moments don't make the highlight reel. They happen quietly in the spaces between packing and pulling out.
Bye, baby. You be good for mommy? I love you.
I'm lucky. Amanda understands that my pull towards adventure isn't something I'm escaping to. It's something I need to nourish so I can come back more present and more grounded.
Bye-bye. Bye, babe.
Bye, babe. We love you.
See you in a week. Bye, Bentley.
While I'm out chasing horizons, she's holding everything together here. The house, the routines, the real work that never stops. That kind of support isn't loud. It doesn't ask for credit, but it makes all of this possible. Right now, these trips look like distance, time apart, missed mornings. But someday soon, these roads won't be something I have to travel alone. One day, we'll load everyone up and go see the world together. And when that day comes, the adventures won't pull us apart. They'll bring the family together. So I go, carrying them with me every mile. The road forward has a habit of pulling you backward. And before heading on, I needed to reconnect with where mine began. There's a legend that there's a very special car in this parking garage. Is that it? And there it is. That's the one. Wow. This 4Runner was used by the folks at Expedition Overland to travel from their home base in Montana through Mexico and Central America, eventually reaching the southernmost tip of Argentina in Punta Arenas. Watching this truck on YouTube planted an idea that travel didn't have to be rushed and adventure didn't have to be rare. When I first saw this rig, I only had a vague idea of what overlanding was. Seeing it opened my eyes to a much bigger set of possibilities, and overlanding became a way for me to find meaning and to build and strengthen relationships in my life. Overland trips have become a way for me to mark time and strengthen my most important relationships. My wife and I overlanded to our new home during the pandemic at a moment when we decided to make sweeping changes and intentionally pursue the life we wanted to live. We spent our honeymoon overlanding in Iceland, deepening our bond and chasing a shared sense of adventure. Through the years, I've forged relationships with some of the best and most important people in my life out on the trail. This truck didn't take me on those trips, but it showed me a version of life I wanted to build. And seeing it here now, dusty, worn, at rest, I'm grateful for the hard-earned miles that made it an inspiration to me and to so many others. Leaving that garage, it felt like I was carrying something with me. Seeing that truck in person made something click. How far back this path actually goes, and how many quiet decisions led me here. I think about how a single idea can shape years of your life, how watching someone else follow the life they imagined for themselves can give you permission to try it yourself. Over time, that idea turned into action, challenging routes chosen because they were more rewarding, spending nights turning ideas into plans instead of leaving them unfinished, and trips that mattered more for who I was than where I ended up. The miles add up quietly, slowly, steadily, until one day you realize you're living the personal legend you once imagined. And that's what this drive feels like, a continuation, not a departure. Right now, it's just the road, the horizon, and the sense that something meaningful is waiting out there. And for the moment, that's good enough. Bon appetit. Switch the LEDs to keep the bugs away. Let's see if it works. Did you hear the owl? A perfect ending to the first day. Morning came quietly. Breaking camp like this always feels a little suspended, halfway between where you've been and what's ahead. I hadn't seen Reuben in months, close to a year really, and I'd never met his brother or his nephew before. And there's something about that, setting off toward an adventure with old friends, and some who might become lifelong friends. Knowing that these adventures have a way of forging strong bonds through the obstacles that you share. Ahead are new trails, long days, and challenges we haven't met yet. Some of them planned, and some of them not. But that's the draw. The chance to reconnect, to test ourselves a little, and to see what this trip asks of us. With camp packed and the road rising into the mountains, it finally felt like the adventure was about to begin. Reuben, this is Dane. If you can hear me, I'm about 3 miles out.
Could be on video.
Yeah.
Oh, then. Alright, we've just arrived at Four Corners. We're waiting for Dane to arrive. It's a balmy 100 degrees and it looks great. Alright, looks like Dane's just showing up. Let's give a big hello to him. Look at that majestic Forerunner. Hey, how's it going, dude?
Been a while, huh?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you, Dom.
I'm Dane. Nice to meet you. I'm Dane. Guys ready to start the trip?
Absolutely. Let's hit up the Four Corners first and then roll out.
Let's do it.
Meeting up with the crew finally felt like the trip had begun. Reuben, his brother, and his nephew, all new energy and new perspectives. We made a few quick stops along the way, picking up what we'd need, checking our supplies, and just getting into the rhythm of the adventure.
I've got it here.
By the time camp was set up and dinner was ready, the crew was gelling and the adventure was becoming real. What lay ahead no longer felt abstract. It felt close.
Done? Dinner's done.
Perfect.
Dinner's done. Woohoo. Portion yourself up some rice, take some nachos. Rue, do you want some nachos? Usual?
And sauce on top.
Yeah, perfect. Oh, Zavi.
No, really good.
Good, well done, mate. Good job. Good job.
That's a lot of meat here.
Did I do it?
Super.
Oh, it's good. It's not very spicy. It needs some
No, it needs spice.
Okay.
The next morning, the adventure would really begin, with stories carved into stone and the legacy of a civilization preserved beneath the mesa for centuries.